little girl's struggles in silence.
I felt like I was born in the wrong body.
The thing that got me was how sad she was.
Years later, the truth threatens to ruin everything.
I know it broke his heart, but I am a straight female.
No one gets it. No one understands how hard it really is.
How far would you go to be with the one you love?
What girlfriend gets to decide what size her boyfriend's penis is?
Right now, just thinking about it makes me sick to my stomach.
The more complex the surgery, the higher the risks. If you get a clot or a blockage, then you can lose the whole penis.
I knew that my daughter would cease to exist.
When it comes to sex, there's more between the sheets than meets the eye.
My name is Nat. I am 23. I'm living in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm aspiring to be a rock star someday.
When Nat and I first got together, it was very confusing for me. Our situation was very strange.
It's number one for me, having someone to be with me that loves me for the complete man that I am.
This is you and your sister here.
We were very happy when Nat was born. I remember the doctor saying, "It's a girl."
The name I was given when I was born was Natalie. I was born female.
We're going to the parade. There's Dad, and I think you're with him.
I started to notice that Nat was different than other little girls when she was a toddler.
I started dressing in guys' clothes when I was really young.
What about this one? How's it feel having a picture of you in a dress?
This is cute.
It was always obvious to everyone that Nat was a tomboy. I didn't worry about it. I didn't really think anything of it. I found a picture Natalie had drawn once of herself, and the person in the picture was Nat, only as a male.
I felt like I was born in the wrong body.
But we never really worried about Natalie. We thought that when she reached puberty that she would start acting more feminine.
And then puberty was devastating for me. I would wrap my chest with bandage tape. I don't really remember my first menstrual cycle. It's not something I really want to remember.
About the age of 12, we had been shopping for more girly type of clothes, and Nat was very distraught about that. She had tears in her eyes. The thing that got me was how sad she was. I really didn't have any information at all. I just felt that we needed some help. When Nat was around 15, I ran across an article in a magazine about a person who was transgendered. I didn't know what transgendered was, but the person they described in the article seemed a lot like Nat. I showed the article to Nat, and that was a pivotal moment.
I said to my mom, I was like, you know, that's exactly how I feel. Everything kind of just made sense all of a sudden.
After Nat said, "That's what I am," I didn't know how to respond. So I turned to a counselor, and the counselor identified Natalie with the condition called Gender Identity Disorder, GID. It was a relief to know that there was a name for it.
When I first saw Nat, we took it all the way back. He could not cope with how his body was starting to grow. The best analogy that I can give would almost be like being in a burning building and being trapped, and you cannot get out day after day after day.
I was hoping that it would just be a phase. I just wanted to be normal and fit in, you know. There was times where I was just like, I'm just better off if I was never born.
The American Medical Association has actually come out and lists gender identity disorder as a condition which responds to treatment, and the only successful treatment is surgical reassignment.
Under the age of 18, for gender identity disorder, there needs to be a psychological evaluation so that snap, rash decisions aren't made.
I took a test with another therapist to determine if I was qualified for the surgeries, and I definitely was a candidate, so that was a really great feeling for me. I was ready.
Nat is a male on the inside. It's who he is. It's who he's going to be. And his decision is the right one for him.
The first time, it was really new for both of us. We just kind of went with it and did whatever.
And he said, I want to please you. And that's exactly what he did.
Growing up, I was trying to make my parents happy and be their little girl. But when my mom showed me the article on the transgendered boy, it kind of gave us all a whole new hope. I could see in my mom's eyes that it was going to be a battle. My parents felt it was best for me to wait until after high school. They were afraid for my safety, and in such a small community, people were less educated on the topic.
We really felt that there would be some ridicule and non-acceptance, and we decided just to get by until she finished high school, and the psychologist agreed that he thought that was a good plan.
And I kind of agreed with him, so I kind of went with it, but I really resented not starting any transitions from out of high school, just because I wanted it all my life. I decided to kind of take it in my own hands and start working out a lot more. I was very masculine looking, and it didn't bother anybody, and then no one really gave me hell about it, you know? I wasn't the girl Nat, I wasn't the guy Nat, I was just Nat.
Most people just assumed that Nat was gay.
You know, I knew that I wasn't gay because I wasn't attracted to lesbians. I was dating, hooking up with straight girls who didn't take me seriously as a guy. They would have all these boyfriends that they would be seeing, and it was heartbreaking. I met Abby through a couple of their friends. Abby and I actually went to the same high school, but we never were introduced. She knew that I was still female.
I was in the middle of a relationship, and it took me by complete surprise that I was attracted to this transgendered female to male.
The first night, we were at a friend's house. She looked at me, I looked at her, and we kind of just connected instantly. Then we ended up back over at my place.
I honestly just could not resist him, and one thing led to another.
The first time, it was really new for both of us. We just kind of went with it and did whatever.
I am a straight female, and of course, being with Nat was very different. There was just so many questions and so much to learn.
We wanted to keep it very, heterosexual. It took a little while for us to figure out what she was okay with and what I was okay with.
There's still part of him that is a female, I didn't mess with below the belt with him. It was nothing that I was interested in.
Even though I wasn't born with a penis, you can use a strap-on. It makes me feel very, very masculine. It's fun for both of us,
He said, I want to please you, and that's exactly what he did. He was just all boy. He looked like a boy and he acted like a boy, but it was just so different trying to introduce him to my friends and family, saying, this is my boyfriend, she's 22 years old. It was extremely confusing.
And it was just devastating to me. I was like, man, why can't I just be that for her? Why can't she see this in me? How can I fix this? I needed to take steps to become that man that she needed me to be.
I was very sad about knowing that my daughter, Natalie, would cease to exist.
When Nat and I first got together, it was very confusing for me.
The name I was given when I was born was Natalie. I was born female. I felt like I wasn't man enough, and I was still this female in her eyes. I needed to take steps to become that man that she needed me to be.
Nat made it clear to us that she couldn't wait any longer and needed to start the process right away.
It was really hard for my parents to kind of accept that I wasn't going to be their little girl anymore.
I was very sad about knowing that my daughter, Natalie, would cease to exist. And I know that my husband was in denial for a long time, waiting for Nat to grow out of it, waiting for Nat to change. But I always rationalized that I'm not losing Nat. Nat will always be there. I'm just helping Nat be who he needs to be.
I was just ready. I wanted him gone.
I'm gonna throw up.
Me too. Say goodnight to the camera.
Good night. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay, night-night.
I wake up and I see the nurse off to my side, and I grabbed her real quick and I'm like, "Are they gone?" And she looked at me and she's like, "Yeah, they're gone." I spent 22 years of my life covering myself up. For once, I felt like I belonged in the right body. There was never a moment of regret or remorse.
Even though I was with somebody else at the time, during that surgery, when he came home, I got to go over to his parents' house. I just talked like we always do. And it didn't take very long, I guess.
Abby decided that she liked what I was doing and she wanted to be a part of it.
Nat's surgery did help me a lot. That's when we transitioned from she to he. Maybe we should have seen the movie.
We were together a lot, and I knew that things were getting a lot more serious. I knew that I was falling in love with her.
I felt so at home and so happy with him. Nat and I ended up moving in together.
We decided that, we'll make it work. We can find something. We'll go slow.
What's up, Nat?
Hey,
how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
My name's TJ. I am a nurse that comes over and gives Nat his shots every 10 days for his transition to become a man.
Which leg are we doing?
We did the left last week.
Okay.
Right?
All right. That's
So
right.
we're going to do the right one?
All right.
All right.
Sounds good. You're always nervous.
I know. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Every 10 days.
He's got broad shoulders now and biceps and abs and pecs.
It's what I've always wanted, and I just always have dreamed about all this. When I first started taking my testosterone shots, I noticed a lot of mental and physical changes.
Things became